Look, can we talk for a moment? I need to tell you something. I should probably have told you earlier.
Are you Arl Eamon's son? What's on your mind?
I told you before how Arl Eamon raised me, right? That my mother was a serving girl at the castle and he took me in? The reason he did that was because... well, because my father was King Marek.
What?
Which made Kaelin my... half-brother, I suppose.
Oh! What? You don't think you might have told me this before?
How? When would I say that? Oh, by the way, King Marek had sex with a servant and she produced a bastard son. That's me. I would have told you, but it never really meant anything to me. I was inconvenient, a possible threat to Kaelin's rule, and so they kept me secret. I'd never talked about it to anyone. Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it. I didn't want you to know as long as possible. I'm sorry.
I'm not mad, but this is important information because if we reveal your status now, does that mean that technically you should be in line for the throne then? Because that changes things, right? Right now, the Queen Anora does not have any blood relation to the previous king, but you do. You do? Wow, this is very Game of Thronesy. Makes sense. Arl Eamon didn't want to tell his wife about it. Wow, okay, does Loghain know?
Why wouldn't he? He was King Marek's best friend. I don't know if that means anything, though. I certainly never considered the idea that it might ever be important. At any rate, that's it. That's what I had to tell you. I thought you should know about it.
If he does, he knows that Alistair is alive, that's really, really bad. He's gonna come kill us. You're the heir to the throne, then?
Let's hope not. I'm the son of a commoner and a Grey Warden to boot. It was made very clear to me early on that there was no room for me raising any rebellions or such nonsense. And that's fine by me. No, if there's an heir to be found, it's Arl Eamon himself. He's not of royal blood, but he is Kaelin's uncle, and more importantly, very popular with the people. Though, if he's really as sick as we've heard... oh no, I don't want to think about that. I really don't. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens.
Wait, I'm thinking about this whole heir thing from the perspective of the bloodline and the seniority thing again. But again, we've seen cases where that's not the case. My father wanted to make me Terran over my older brother, yada yada yada. You're here with me. I think I'm the lucky one.
I feel very unworthy of that. But thank you.
He's got the right attitude too. He wants to save Ferelden and all that. Redcliffe. King Calenhad Theorin once famously declared, "The fate of Redcliffe is the fate of all Ferelden." Certainly, the castle is the first and last defense for the sole land route into Ferelden, and the country has never fallen to any force that did not first capture Redcliffe. The castle, which despite being 3 times captured, is popularly described as unassailable, also guards one of the largest and most prosperous towns in Ferelden. Redcliffe Village is well situated near the mountain pass to Orzammar and the Orlesian border, and so serves as a center for foreign trade. For these reasons, Redcliffe is accounted an Arling despite the smallness of the domain. The inhabitants of Redcliffe Village are primarily fishermen or merchants who ship dwarven goods through the pass from Orlais to Denerim. When the entire village smells of smoked fish on certain late autumn mornings, the merchants in their finery do their utmost to pretend otherwise. It's a fishing village, prosperous. Yeah, we gotta look at it. Deathroot. Whose house is this? Not mine. Looks like somebody wants to welcome us. Where does this go? No. Hello?
I thought I saw travelers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
What do you mean? Is there a problem?
So you don't know? Has nobody out there heard?
I've heard Arl Eamon is sick, if that's what you mean.
He could be dead for all we know. Nobody's heard from the castle in days. We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn.
What?
Everyone's been fighting and dying.
Apparently everyone seems to agree that a blight is the perfect time to start killing each other. Marvelous, really.
We've no army to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next.
Hold on, what is this evil that's attacking you?
I don't rightly know. I'm sorry, nobody does. I should take you to Ban Teagan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Teagan, our Lehman's brother. He's here.
Yes. It's not far, if you'll come with me.
The monsters are coming from the castle. That's not a good sign. Basically, anybody in the castle might... They might have already been... killed. Oh no. This is worse than Lothering.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Teagan, Ban of Rainersphere, brother to the Arl.
I remember you, Ban Teagan, though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud? Alistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive! This is wonderful news.
Still alive, yes. Though not for long if Tern Loghain has anything to say about it.
Indeed. Loghain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things.
His nephew is... King Kaelin? No, not all of us died. It's obvious he doesn't believe in Loghain.
So, you are a Grey Warden as well? Is it possible we've met? You seem very familiar.
You may have known my father, Teran Kuzland.
Ah, yes, that's it, exactly. A pleasure to meet you indeed, though I wish it were under better circumstances. You're here to see my brother. Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
I don't know how you can still think Eamon is just gravely ill if monsters are coming out of the castle. What evil things are you talking about?
Some call them the Walking Dead, decomposing corpses returning to life with a hunger for human flesh. They hit again the next night. Each night they come with greater numbers. With Kaelin dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. Alistair, I hate to ask, but I desperately need the help of you and your friends.
It isn't just up to me. Though the Grey Wardens don't stand much chance against Loghain without Arl Eamon.
Of course we'll help.
How pointless to help these villagers fight an impossible battle. One would think we had enough to contend with elsewhere.
Thank you, thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle.
I'm guessing our party members making comments is a modular thing. Morrigan doesn't approve of a lot of things we do. I want to discuss the situation with you.
Of course.
You have some of Arl Eamon's knights here?
I have those few who returned from their quest. You know of this, yes?
The urn. Their search for the Urn of Sacred Ashes?
Yes, I question Isolde's decision to send so many knights in search of this relic. But I am a practical man, whereas she is a woman of great faith. Sir Perth was one of the knights sent on this quest. Perhaps you should speak to him if you wish to learn more.
Why are you in the chantry with the villagers?
Sir Perth insists. He wants me to be with the villagers, so everyone he needs to protect is in one place.
Makes
I
sense.
don't mind, to be honest. The point of all this is to protect the villagers, and I can do that best here. This is the last line of defense, should things go amiss.
Should things go amiss?
Should the monsters find their way in. I would prefer not to fight in the chantry, but if they come, then so must it be. We could bring some men in to stand beside me, but I'd rather keep the monsters away from the villagers if possible.
What exactly are these things that attack the village?
I do not know. They seem to be walking corpses, men with rotting flesh that continue to attack even with the gravest injuries.
Undead, spirits possessing the dead. There could be several causes behind such a thing, none of them pleasant.
Tell me more later, Morrigan. So what happens after this battle is over?
Hopefully we can find the source and stop it before it causes any more damage. With luck, we'll also find Eamon and be able to help him.
Should I just be so insistent about rewards? I don't know, man. It feels very like... But you gotta speak up for your own rights. I should get back to work.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
We can learn a little bit. Morrigan doesn't like that we're doing this. Alistair does. Liliana does. Maybe I should have brought Sten. I think Sten probably wouldn't have said too much. But maybe, I don't know, because Sten is also kind of like, let's not waste time on stupid stuff.
What do you need? There is not much daylight left.
Tell me more about yourself.
This is hardly the time to be discussing personal details, don't you think? We will have to fight for our lives very shortly.
You know what? That is absolutely true.
I mean no offense. I just don't want to spend what little time we have left chatting instead of preparing.
Okay, makes sense.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
That is a immersion thing, yeah. A lot of times, people in the middle of some intense combat or right before a big boss battle, they'll just talk to you for like an hour and... yeah.
Let us pray. Blessed art thou who exists in the Maker's sight. Blessed art thou who seeks his forgiveness. Blessed art thou who seeks his return. Blessed is the prophetess, his daughter, sacrificed to the holy flame. May the chant reach the Maker's ears and tell him of our contrition.
Yes. We have much to do.
Take that off for now so we're not glowing.
You are a stranger amongst us, yet you still agree to defend our village in its darkest hour. We are most grateful to you.
Be grateful when we win the battle.
I will be grateful of your attempt, even if it fails. We can ask no more. Allow me to introduce myself. I am revered Mother Hannah, head of this chantry, which for the moment is a place of refuge for these poor villagers.
How awful this must be for you all. Is this everyone who's left?
All those who cannot defend themselves, yes. They are terrified of tonight's attack, and I fear these walls will not keep them safe. What can I do to help with your task?
I would like your blessing, Mother.
Of course, child. Blessed art thou who exists in the Maker's sight. Blessed art thou who seeks his forgiveness. Blessed art thou who seeks his return. Blessed is the prophetess, his daughter, sacrificed to the holy flame. May the chant reach the Maker's ears and tell him of our contrition.
Did you see Morrigan shook her head just now? I guess she's not really into the whole religious thing. Get the feeling Alistair is like, meh. I'm like, meh, but Liliana, of course, is into it.
What is it you need, child?
Into it is sort of a disrespectful way to put it in regards to religion. Just how safe is the chantry?
It is the sturdiest building in the village. The women, elderly, and children will stay here during the battle, while the militia and knights protect them. They set up a barricade outside the chantry to keep monsters from getting inside. If anything gets in, Teagan is our only defense.
Just him.
Please, have mercy. Help these people. Do whatever you can.
Okay.
May the Maker watch over you, child.
I will do my best.
I do
not want to become one of those things dragged off and made into a monster.
Why do we have to stay in here? I want to go home.
Because you'll die if you don't stay in here.
Mother Hannah says we have to be brave. She says the Maker will smile.
Haven't Mother and Father returned yet?
They're gone, dear boy. Gone on a long trip.
When will they be back? I miss them.
Be brave, young man. Your parents would want that. We need you here to protect the rest of us. Yes?
I guess I can do that.
There's a good lad. In the morning, we'll look for your parents. In the morning.
It's heartbreaking.
Maker bless you for helping us, futile though it may be.
That's bad for morale, lady. Don't say that.
Give me a sword. I want to help fight.
That reminds me of my nephew. Where is my brother? He was in the wild scouting. That was the last info we knew about him, but we never saw him while we were in the wilds. And then the Ostagar stuff happened, so where even is he now?
I'm scared, Mother. When are the bad men coming?
Soon, darling. Don't worry. Everything will be all right.
I want to go home. Where's Father? Why can't we go home?
I already told you. Father is outside defending the village from the bad men. We must stay here and be brave. Can you do that?
I guess so.
I just realized I had the wrong sword equipped. I was wondering why half my skills weren't even highlighted. Yeah, because I don't have a sword or a shield now, so it's difficult to tell. Maybe I should just unequip it, because I'm not gonna pay attention anyway.
Good day.
Irenia. You have a name. You must be important. Oh, there was a pile of books here. Hey, but we shouldn't be reading at a time like this. The founding of the chantry. I'll read one, and then we'll read the rest when we come back here later. Cordelius Draken, king of the city-state of Orlais, was a man of uncommon ambition. In the year -15 ancient. -15 ancient. What is ancient? Some historical event happened during then? The young king began construction of a great temple dedicated to the Maker, and declared that by its completion, he would not only have united the warring city-states of the south, he would have brought Andrastian belief to the world. In -3 ancient, the temple was completed. There in its heart, Drakon knelt before the eternal flame of Andraste and was crowned ruler of the Empire of Orlais. His first act as emperor, to declare the chantry as the established Andrastian religion of the Empire. It took 3 years and several hundred votes before Alessa of Mont Simard was elected to lead the new chantry. Upon her coronation as divine, she took the name Justinia, in honor of the disciple who recorded Andraste's songs. In that moment, the ancient era ended and the divine age began. Ah, that's the event. Ah. Wait, does everybody use this system? Because this is exactly the same as AD and BC that we have. It's based on religion. When the chantry was founded. Okay, that one was actually kind of short. Thetis calendar. Perfect. For most good folk, the details of our calendar have little purpose. It is useful only for telling them when the summer day festival will be held, when the snows are expected to begin, and when the harvest must be complete. The naming of the years are a matter for historians and taxmen, and few if pressed could even tell you the reason that our current age is named after dragons. It is 930 Dragon Age, the 30th year of the 9th age, since the crowning of the chantry's first divine. 9th age. That's first number is age, second number is year. Okay. Each age is exactly 100 years, with the next age's name chosen in the 99th year. The scholars in Valroyo advise the chantry of portents seen in that 99th year, and chantry authorities pore over the research for months before the divine announces the name of the imminent age. Divine is top dog, very, very top dog in the chantry. The name is said to be an omen of what is to come, of what the people of Thetis will face for the next 100 years. The current age was not meant to be the Dragon Age. Throughout the last months of the Blessed Age, the chantry was preparing to declare the Sun Age, named for the symbol of the Orlesian Empire. which at that time sprawled over much of the south of Thedas and controlled both Ferelden and what is now Navarra. It was to be a celebration of Orlesian imperial glory. But as a rebellion in Ferelden reached a head and the Battle of Riverdane was about to begin, a peculiar event occurred, a rampage, the rising of a dreaded high dragon. Dragons have been thought practically extinct since the days of the Navarran dragon hunts, and they say that to see this great beast rise from the frostbacks was both majestic and terrifying. As the rampage began and the high dragon decimated the countryside in its search for food, the elderly divine Faustine II abruptly declared the Dragon Age. Some say the divine was declaring support for Orlais in the battle against Ferelden, since the dragon is an element of the Dufile family heraldry of King Megran, the so-called usurper king of Ferelden. Be that as it may, the High Dragon's rampage turned towards the Orlesian side of the Frostback Mountains, killing hundreds and sending thousands more fleeing into the northern coast. The Ferelden rebels won the Battle of Riverdane, ultimately securing their independence. Ferelden rebels. This is kind of interesting. They're basically saying that in the beginning, people thought that the dragons were a symbol of Orlais's dominance of the place, because one of the king's family heraldry has dragons. But in the end, because back then, Orlais used to own Ferelden, and Ferelden gained independence. Partially because of the dragon's appearance, right? Or at least these events seem to have occurred in the same time. So from that perspective, it seems more like the dragons might be a symbol of Ferelden winning. Many thus think the Dragon Age will come to represent a time of violent and dramatic change for all of Thedas. It remains to be seen. So this book was written in 925. Wait, it was written in 925? But then it says it is 930. I'm guessing this is right. It's currently 930. 30 years into the Age of Dragons. Demonic possession. Okay, this I've got to read. This is an interesting sounding one. Why do demons seek to possess the living? History claims that they are malevolent spirits, the first children of the Maker, angry at their creator for turning from them, and jealous of those creations he considered superior. They stare across the veil at the living and do not understand what they see, yet they know they crave it. They desire life. They pull the living across the veil when they sleep and prey on their psyche with nightmares. Whenever they can, they cross the veil into our world and possess it outright. Isn't that kind of like how I have visions when I go to sleep? Is it somebody pulling on me? We know that any demon will seek to possess a mage, and upon doing so, will create an abomination. Most of the world does not know, however, that the strength of an abomination depends entirely on the power of the demon that possesses the mage. Oh, so not on the mage themselves at all. This is true, in fact, of all possessed creatures. One demon is not the same as any other. Okay, so if a really weak demon possesses a really strong mage, they will still be really weak. That seems like it's important to know. Enchanter Brahm's categorization of demons into that portion of the psyche they primarily prey upon has held since the Tower Age. According to Brahm, the weakest and most common of demons are those of rage. They are the least intelligent and most prone to violent outbursts against anything living. They expend their energies quickly, the most powerful of them exhibiting great strength and occasionally the ability to generate fire. Next are the demons of hunger. In a living host, they become cannibals and vampires, and within the dead, they feed upon the living. Theirs are the powers of draining, both of life force and of mana. Next are the demons of sloth, the first on Brahm's scale that are capable of true intelligence. In its true form, this demon is known as a shade. The thing which is nearly indistinct and invisible, for such is sloth's nature. It hides and stalks unaware, and when confronted, it sows fatigue and apathy. So that's the one that we saw, the shade. Demons of desire are amongst the most powerful, and are the ones most likely to seek out the living and actively trick them into a deal. These demons will exploit anything that can be coveted, wealth, power, lust, and they will always end up getting far more than they give. A desire demon's province is that of illusions and mind control. It makes me feel like someone high up would get tricked by this. Arl Howe, Loghain, maybe. Strongest of all demons are those of pride. These are the most feared creatures to loose upon the world, masters of magic and in possession of vast intellect. They are the true schemers. It is they who seek most strongly to possess the mages, and will bring other demons across the veil in numbers to achieve their own ends, although what that might be has never been discovered. A greater pride demon, brought across the veil would threaten the entire world. Oh, but they have to possess mages. So I'm okay. Logan is not a mage. Arl Howe is not a mage. The names for these demons sounds like the deadly sins. I mean, that's exactly what it is, isn't it? Not the same number, but yeah. Interesting. It seems like it's gonna be a big concept. We've heard about it quite a number of times.
You're a Grey Warden, right? Were you in Ostagar? In the Korkari Wilds? My husband and son went there to bring the chant of light to the chastened. But I haven't heard from them since.
Oh! Rigby's wife! Are you Jedha?
I am. You've heard of me?
I have something here from your husband.
Oh? Oh, his lockbox. If you're bringing me this... Oh no. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for bringing this to me. It means a lot to... Maker's blessings upon you.
Oh, this poor woman.
These are terrible times. Just terrible.
Feel like in more modern game design, we would get like a reward for that, but we just got a quest complete. Do we actually get like an experience or like a money thing? Cause yeah, a lot of times it feels like we have to straight out ask for a reward if we want one. Otherwise, we just don't get one.
I'm so scared, Father. What are we going to do?
Silence, girl. Do you want the children to hear you?
But night is coming. The monsters will return and we sit here and wait for them.
We have no choice. We must pray and hope for the Maker's compassion.
I just hope everything will be all right. So many have already died. If monsters make it to the chantry, they will break through the windows and slay us all.
Are there windows here? There are. Quite a few.
I'm too old to fight. It's frustrating to stand in here and watch the young take up arms.
Help protect the people inside the chantry then.
Sorry, am I bothering you? I'll try to be more quiet.
No. Are you alright? Why are you crying?
Those things dragged my mother away. I don't know what happened to her, but I hear her screaming all the time. Everywhere.
How terrible. You poor thing. I wish there was something we could do to help.
And now my brother Bevin, he ran off. I don't know where he is. I'm so scared they got him too.
Why would he run off? Do you know?
He said something about saving Mother. He's just a little boy. He doesn't understand she's gone.
If he has foolishly run off, then he is no doubt dead. You should get used to that fact.
Morgan,
Nice.
please.
Maybe you want to kick her in the head while you're at it.
Shall we comfort her with lies? If she is to face death, better she face it honestly.
I hope he didn't try to go to the castle. Oh, that would be awful.
Hey, Morgan, there's a difference between being honest and being just completely untactful and like, you know what they say, people who are into brutal honesty, they're more interested in the brutal part, not the honest part. Have you tried looking for your brother?
I went to our house. It's by the square. He wasn't there. I searched the rest of the village too. I called and I called, but he never answered. I wonder if he ran off into the woods. I'm so worried. Without me, he has nobody.
You need to be strong, girl.
I understand, I do. I'm just so afraid for him.
Oh, I thought we could reassure her. I'm gonna find him, don't you worry.
Please, if you see my brother, send him back here. I don't want him to die too.
Don't worry, I'll look for him.
You will? Thank you so much. Please find him.
I'll see. The mother, not looking so great, but the brother, maybe we can try to find in the woods. Somewhere in the woods. Very descriptive.
Walking corpses. Do you think it's something in the water?
Well, the water supply to the castle wouldn't be different from the water supply in the village, right? But yet the monsters sound like they're exclusively coming from the castle.
It's not just Redcliffe having trouble, is it? I've heard the news. These are dark times indeed.
They say Dwin is a warrior. I say he's a coward.
I can't believe that fool Dwin just barricaded himself into his house! Selfish bastard!
My sword's about to rust out of my hand. How will I defend anything like this?
I'll give you my family sword if you'd like. Dwin, huh? We'll forget about Dwin. We'll just protect ourselves.
Still no sign of them coming back from the castle, Murdoch.
Tell them to maintain watch. I don't want a surprise attack before the sun goes down.
Yes, sir. What should we do until then?
Pray, and hope for a miracle. So you're the Grey Warden, are you? I didn't think they made women Grey Wardens.
Well, they do.
So you say. A damn Qunari could walk up and say he was a Grey Warden. I wouldn't know the difference.
Wish we had Sten here.
We aren't gonna turn aside anyone who wants to help, though. Don't take me for being an ingrate or nothing.
Well, we do want to help however we can. You can trust us.
Name's Murdoch, mayor of what's left of the village, providing we aren't all killed and hauled off to the castle tonight.
You can call me Welonz.
Fair enough. What can I do for you?
How is morale?
Morale's about what you'd expect. These men aren't soldiers. They're villagers defending their homes, and they're frightened. It would help if we had decent equipment. There weren't enough swords in Owen's shop, and the men's armor is nearly falling off. I don't think we're in any shape to fight. We'll do our best, of course, but, well, I have my doubts. I just hope I'm alive tomorrow morning.
I have some questions.
Oh? Ask away.
Tell me about what's happened here.
Don't rightly know. We heard the Arl was sick and getting worse, but after a while we heard nothing at all. A few folks went up to the castle to see what was going on. They couldn't get in. Nobody was there, not a soul. And then those horrid creatures attacked the village. They were everywhere, people dying. It was awful. Good thing Teagan was here.
Do you know anything about Arl Eamon's illness?
No. I know the Arlessa sent the knights out for a cure.
Isolde.
You can ask Sir Perth about it. He was one of them.
Where can I get supplies?
If you want weapons and such, you'd go to the blacksmith, but there isn't much left there.
But there's nowhere to actually buy or sell things?
Commerce isn't exactly our biggest concern right now, but you might want to speak to Lloyd at the tavern. I wouldn't trust him, though.
I want to discuss something else.
All right.
What can I do to help?
We need what little armor and weapons we got repaired, and quickly, or half of us will be fighting without either. Owen's the only blacksmith who can do it, but the stubborn fool refuses to even talk. If we're to be ready for tonight, we'll need that crotchety bastard's help.
Why does Owen refuse to talk to you?
His daughter, Valena, is one of the Alessa's maids, so he hasn't heard from her since this whole business started. He demanded we attack the castle, break down the gate, and force our way in. I said it was impossible, but he wouldn't listen. He's locked himself in the smithy now. I can't force him to do repairs. He said he'd rather die first.
If he wants us to go charge in, we need sharp weapons. We need repairs. Nobody else can do these repairs?
Not by nightfall, and not well enough that I'd be happy to test it in combat. If there were others, don't you think I'd ask them?
Is there anything else you need?
We could use some extra bodies. Having a veteran like Dwin in the militia would help a lot, but he flat out refuses.
A veteran not wanting to fight. Tell me about Dwin.
He's a trader, a dwarf, lives near the lake. Locked himself up in his home with some of his workers, he has. Says he doesn't need any of us. We could use somebody with his fighting experience, but he won't come out.
I want to discuss something else.
Shouldn't you be trying to reason with Owen?
Okay, I'll go talk to him then.
Don't drink with him. That's how he sucks you in. Just my luck, our success hinges on the most foolish drunk of a smith ever to grace the Maker's lands.
Where is he exactly? One of these homes? Hey, a chest that we can open because we have Liliana here.
I shall do it. Allow me. I could do that for you.
Thank you. Not better than what we have. Actually, I could have a bow as well. Yeah, because we'll have 3 distance people here. And then we can do the whole, like, you know, drawing them closer all together. Yeah, it sounds like a plan to me. Is it this home? This is the blacksmith, maybe? Blacksmithy.
Go away. Curse you. Leave me in peace. You've already taken everything out of my stores. There's nothing left.
Is this Owen the blacksmith? I need to speak with you.
Huh? Who is that? What do you want? I've been through enough.
I'd prefer not to speak through a door. Can I come in?
All right. Let me undo the locks. All I ask is that you don't make any trouble.
Thank you.
As you say. Maker's breath. What is that smell? It's like someone set a brewery on fire.
Somebody's been drinking.
So I let you in. You wanted to talk. Now we're talking. Mind telling me who you are?
My name is Welonz, a Grey Warden helping ban Teagan.
A Grey Warden, is it? It takes all kinds. Anyhow, my name's Owen, though you might already know that. Care to join me as I get besotted? Or is there something in particular you wanted?
Why have you locked yourself in the smithy?
My girl, Valena, is one of the Alessa's maids, and she's trapped up there in the castle, but the mayor won't send anyone for her. She's been my life since my wife passed on 2 years ago. Now she's dead, or soon to be. I don't care what happens to me or the village, or anyone!
Are the village and the castle separate enough that they don't really consider it to be part of the same thing? Because that's kind of what it sounds like. Well, the monsters are coming from the castle, that's the problem too. Or you could work to help save her.
I'm an old man. Everyone knows we aren't making it through the night. Or are you going to save us?
I intend to try.
Is that so? Maybe it's the drink talking, but you almost sound like you believe that. It'd do me the world of good to think maybe someone like you could go in and find her. Provided any of us live through the night.
I'll do my best.
Not good enough. Murdoch said the same damn thing, and I didn't believe him either.
You were asking a great deal, you wretched little man.
I want a promise. Promise me that you'll look for her. That you'll bring her back to me if you can.
He just wants some assurance. Like, it's not about whether it's actually practical or not. I promise you, I'll find her.
I'll accept that. It's something to hope for, at least.
Oh, lovely. Shall we next begin rescuing kittens from trees?
Morrigan.
And I suppose there's no point in me sitting around, is there? Time to relight the forge and get the smithy going, eh? Murdoch will be pleased. If you need anything done, well, just let me know. I've got a lot to do now, so you'll have to excuse me.
Well, good. Minor cunning. Morrigan yet again disapproves. But we got a thing from Liliana. Yes. Bonus to cunning. I'm glad that no one's paying attention to what Morrigan's saying, but jeez, man, let up the edge. It's alright, girl. We gotta do this because we need... What
I
the?
see you found my hiding place. I stuck some old equipment in there before Murdoch could get his hands on it.
Do you mind if I have it?
I don't think there's anything you'll need in there. But it's hard to say. I was in a bit of a rush when I filled it up.
Couldn't the militia use this?
Not if I'm going to repair the equipment they have. That stuff is old anyhow. Here, let me open it for you. I have the key.
Maybe I can have it then. My people definitely need some supplies. Okay, I think we can use this. Yeah. Yes. Why don't we... Let's see, can I give this stuff to Liliana, probably? I can't get over the helmets we have here. This is hideous. This is worse. This is worse. Okay. I'll give her this, I guess. Looks a little bit more decent. Does it? Not really. Not really. But like, okay, just looking at the stats here. Okay. I don't know how to compare 3 armor and 6 defense. I have no clue. Can you do like, Actually, I was not aware you could do this. I knew you could dual wield, but it says dagger one-handed, so I thought that meant, oh, okay, that means you can only have one in one hand, which, I mean, that's exactly what it is. Okay, let's see if this works out better then, huh? Yeah. And then, yeah, we already have the... I think this is from something else, and then... Did anybody else need a... Okay, more... Okay, I'm putting the stuff here partially so that it doesn't take up space in the inventory too, but I'm not really intending for Morgan to use a bow, especially since her wand actually does reach over to places far away, so that's fine. Alistair... Nope. Your sword is better. Okay. Well, we got something out of that. Hopefully, it'll work better. Okay, thank you, man. Let's work together and save everybody that we can.
Well, it looks like Owen's finally doing the repairs we need. The damn fool is falling over drunk and still manages to make smithying look easy. Good enough, I say. I'll send one of my men to inform Teagan the militia is ready for battle.
Wait. I haven't gone to Dwin yet. I still need to speak to Sir Perth.
You'll find him and his men at the mill by the bridge, to the north. Right. Let's hope we see morning.
Alright. We have multiple places to be. Caitlyn's home. We might be able to find a hint about... Wow, we have a big home. A hint about her brother. Bevin. When you approach the dresser, something inside moves. You hear a short, surprised intake of breath and then silence. Hello? Someone in there?
Go away. This isn't your home. This is my home. My home, you hear me?
Bevin? Is that you?
How do you know my name?
I'm Caitlyn's friend.
Did she tell you to take me back to the chantry? Don't make me go back there. I hate that place. I hate it.
Why do you hate the chantry so much?
Everybody's scared. But they tell me I shouldn't be scared. And they tell me I shouldn't be sad that Mother died. I don't want to be sad. I'm brave. I'm going to be a hero. I'm going to fight them off. I will.
From in there?
No. I just heard you coming and I guess that's not very brave of me, is it? I'll come out now. All right, I came out. You won't hurt me, will you? I'll go back to the chantry if you really want.
Why would they tell him not to, mourn his mother's death? First, we know it's his house. First, tell me what you were doing in there.
I I can't tell you. It's a secret.
Are you sure? Maybe I could help you.
You could. Alright, I guess. Father said I could have his sword when I grew up. It was Grandfather's, and Grandfather was a great dragon slayer. I thought, if I was brave like Grandfather, I could use his sword and kill the bad people who took Mother.
You had the right idea. You are indeed very brave.
Thank you, miss. But the sword is too heavy for me. I guess I'm not as strong as I thought I was.
Where is the sword now?
In the chest. In Mother's room. Father gave me a key, but I'm not supposed to give it to anyone.
That's your family sword, so I don't really want to take it. Perhaps I could help you and your sister in return?
You could? Maybe you could give my sister money? She said if we had money, we'd be alright, even if Mother is dead.
Okay, I don't need that sword. Okay, I don't want to pay for this sword. I'll talk to your sister about it, I promise.
Oh, alright.
Oh.
Here's the key. I hope you use it to kill a lot of those bad people. I should go back to the chantry. Good luck.
He gave me the key anyway. I thought we were gonna talk to his sister first. Well, we found him. Good. Now his sister won't be crying her head off. We can stay together and be safe. The Legend of Calenhad, Chapter 1. Calenhad of Lake Calenhad. Prior to the crowning of King Calenhad, Ferelden was little more than a collection of independent Arlings and Terraners that warred on each other constantly over petty matters. Calenhad was born in 510 Exalted, as the third son of a high-ever merchant on hard times. He was eventually sent to a distant cousin, a poor young knight named Sir Forinen, who made Calenhad his squire and dog handler. As the tale goes, Sir Forinen and his squire became caught up in one of the Wars of Unity at the time. Arl Myrddin was a strong but generally disliked man who was making a bid for kingship. Forinen's own lord, a young fool of an Arl named Tenedor, no older than Calenhad, was besieged by Myrddin's forces at his castle, today known as West Hill. When Myrddin called Tenedor out to parley, the young Arl asked for a volunteer among the squires, someone who could masquerade as Tenedor in the parley party. Calenhad kneeled before Tenedor and asked for the honor. Much to the Tenedor's and Sir Forinen's dismay, Calenhad had immediately identified himself to Arl Myrddin. When asked by the Arl why he was here, Calenhad explained that he had been asked to take the place of his lord. The Arl said that he had planned to kill Tenedor. Was Calenhad willing to die in his lord's place as well? Calenhad impressed Myrddin and his allies by saying that he was. Myrddin offered Calenhad a place as his own squire, but Calenhad refused, stating that if Myrddin had planned on betraying the right of parley, he was no man of honor. Myrddin's allies laughed at that, and Myrddin himself conceded that Calenhad had a point. He allowed Calenhad to return to the castle safely and launched his final assault. During the assault, both Tenedor and Forinen were killed, but Calenhad found himself in one-on-one combat with Arl Myrddin. In front of all of Myrddin's allies, Calenhad defeated the Arl and commanded he call off his armies. The Arl asked Calenhad, who he professed to serve now, if both his knight and his lord were dead, to which Calenhad replied that he would do as his honor bade him to, for he had nothing else. "You are not a man known for your honor," Calenhad said, "but I believe you wish to be. You allowed me to live once, and so now I do the same for you. Perhaps if more of our people lived by honor, we would learn to trust each other long enough to live together." And with that, Calenhad withdrew his sword. "I'm humbled by your words," Arl Myrddin told Calenhad, dropping to one knee. To his allies he shouted that he now knew he would never be king, but he knew who should be. With that, Myrddin pledged allegiance to Calenhad, whom he named Terran and ruler of Tenedor's lands. Very honorable people on both sides, despite them being enemies. I would expect people to be like, whatever man, I'm just gonna kill the guy and call it a day, but no, these people are people of their word, people of honor. Calenhad started from nothing, now we here. Quite literally. Yeah, a lot of stories about Logain was a farmer who became regent now and all that. So a lot of stories where people were not born into greatness, they became greatness. There's not going to be creepy monsters in here, is there? Better not be. The Green Blade! Longsword. Longsword. Alistair? Alistair? This for you. Yeah. +6 damage against beasts. Okay. Good. Good, 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 good. Oh, the fatigue on this one is lower. But this one has some green stuff. So probably that's better. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one off for later. We are in the middle of combat here. Or we should be.